What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good evening, wherever you are, and whatever time it is, and welcome back to yet another video with you, man, Immersiaholic. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another online battle for the Divided to Impera Overhaul mod for Total War Rome 2. Today, we have Sparta, played by your man Kalogero. He sent me many battle replays before I've even posted, I think one so far, maybe a couple. So massive shout out to him for sending in the replay. He is playing as Sparta, and he's taking on my other good friend God, another excellent DEI player who is playing as the Lusitani, which I think is an awesome matchup, not just because I'm playing the Lusitani in my head-to-head campaign, but because both of these factions are such opposites. They have such contrasting rosters, contrasting styles of warfare. This is going to be an interesting battle. So, as always, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the first army composition, and then once we see the second army composition, I'll slow down the gameplay and talk about that. FYI, as always, timestamps are in the video. Feel free to just hover over it if you're on your desktop. Hover over it with your mouse, and then you can skip back and forward, or you can go into the description at the very bottom. You'll see all of the timestamps there if you just want to jump on into the battle, or if you want to go to each army comp. It's up to you. Anyway, let's talk about my man Kalogero's armies. So, he is playing as Sparta, so we're expecting a lot of hoplites, and he certainly delivers. So his main front line right here is 4 Helot archers. These guys are the absolute epitome of a bottom tier archer, but they're archers nonetheless, and they will give him a little bit of ranged flexibility, kinda. They're very, very poor though, very bad archers. They're good if you really need cheap stuff. So now, as you can see, he has 3 more battle lines after the Helot archers. So we'll start from the first one and work our way right to left. So he has some Spartan 4-axe hoplites here. One of the best tiers of hoplites the Spartans get access to. I believe this is the highest tier of Spartan hoplite until they get to the General's Bodyguard, or there might be one above. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, he has 2 of those. One right there on the end, another one right here. But then he has a very interesting thing going on here. We're in the center right here. He has Perioikoi hoplites, and then he has another one over here. And then he goes on to having Spartan light hoplites, one of the lowest tier of hoplites Spartans have. And he has 2 of those, so he has like a super strong right side over here. Even the center is actually pretty good. The Perioikoi hoplites aren't bad. But then his left side is pretty friggin' weak. That's really interesting. Usually it's like the center is either weak and the wings are strong, or the other way around. It isn't usually like a kind of like a step ladder going down from, like, you know, best unit on one flank all the way to the right. So that's really interesting to see that deliberate choice with his main battle line, at least the first line. Now the second line is interesting, but it is a little bit more kind of standard. He has Spartan youths. These guys aren't really hoplites. They're more so of a light spear contingent, and they are only 200 men strong, and he has 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4 Spartan youths. They don't have any javelins, unfortunately, despite just being a low tier spear. They do not have any phalanx ability either. But in the center of his Spartan youths, he has his general. The bread, the butter, the best that Sparta has to offer. The 300, of course. But here, in the rear, in the third line that he has presented, this is really where his killing power is absolutely vital. This is where he's going to be getting his kills. He has his cavalry, and he has a massive cav contingent, at least for Sparta, with 5 units of cavalry. Going from right to left, we have some allied cavalry, pretty standard, basically a low to mid tier melee cav unit. Unfortunately doesn't have any javelins, so that's going to be a bit of a pain. He has another unit there, so that's 2. He has a third one right there, but then no, then he also has a 4th one. But on the far left, he has the picked Ionian Lancers, the new shock cavalry unit that Sparta got access to in the 1.2.7 update. This is the 1.2.7 update, by the way. This is not recorded on the beta that's currently released at the time of this recording. But anyway, that's the Spartan composition. Let's start playing the battle Hopefully we'll see the Lusitani very shortly, but that's the thing about the Lusitani. They are hard to spot. At least most of their units are. I'm really liking this formation from him. It's very interesting. Not only is his, main battle line going basically from best unit down to his worst kind of unit, but he also has a checkerboard formation where he has his Spartan spearmen ready to basically bust through the gaps if possible, or say like a sword unit attacks one of these hoplite units and kind of wraps around the edge right there. That's when the spearmen can come in and help out and try and hold them for a little bit longer. But it's almost, well, it is quite literally an entirely spear-based army for his infantry. But now we're starting to see some units from the Lusitani, from GOD, so let's check that out. Far right-hand side, we have 2 units of cavalry. The Lusitani light cav, they have the guerrilla deployment ability, I believe. No, they don't? What the hell? How they... Wow, okay. Well, they're all the way out here somehow. My man Geo doing his thing and moving his whole army, I guess, or at least a contingent of it. Now we're seeing his main battle line though. There's his general, Lusitani heavy cav. He has some Lusitani heavy cav in support of that as well. In front of his general, he has 1, 2, 3, and 4 bear warriors. The absolute best that the Lusitani have to offer. Incredibly good shock infantry unit, one of the best in the game. And then moving to his front line, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 Lusitani veteran warriors. 300 men strong, excellent spear unit. Very, very powerful main battle line. The only issue with it being that it does not have any phalanx ability or anything like that, because it is just a spear unit. But still very, very good. Armor 20, could be a little bit higher, but 20 is what we're getting with that for now. Obviously, the Lusitani player has more units hidden that we can't see yet, but I'll try to keep an eye out for that. So it looks like Kalogero is trying to dictate the battle a little bit here by moving his whole army to a far left kind of position here. Very interesting style. You can see, if you look at the bottom right-hand corner at the mini-map here, he's basically gone diagonal against Kalogero, and he's also deployed quite far back. Look at all this space in between them. That's a lot of space. Although, I mean, there could be some hitting units from the Lusitani player there, and in fact, I expect there to be, but that's interesting. These Lusitani cav are getting very close on the right, and they are, skirmisher cavalry as well, so they're going to come in and get some free kills unless he can redirect his archers or his cavalry. He's actually pulling his cavalry back and is rotating spears and 2 units of archers to try and deal with this cavalry here. Very interesting play by both sides. We are going to see some javelins make just a couple little hits on the cav unit, but they were pulled back just in time very well. Good job on both parties though. Geo pulled out of it just before his cav got hit too hard, but then Kalogero is rotating the appropriate units. Archers or any kind of long-range skirmisher like these guys is going to be ideal for dealing with that kind of cavalry. Slingers is usually the best, especially Balearic slingers. I have a really cool online battle to show you guys eventually where I actually do that, and it's a lot of fun. Anyway, this is a kind of a long battle. It's around 16 minutes, I think. We're down to 13 minutes left in it. Lusitani player is slowly moving forward. Oh no, he actually is running. Oh wow, it didn't look like he was running. Okay, but yeah, he's moving forward anyway, just trying to adjust his battle line. He's getting a little bit kind of close to the red line over here. Not too close, but it does mean that if he does end up getting like way over here, then it'll be hard for Spartan Cav to come in and be really effective, which really, that's what Kalogero is absolutely banking on. He needs this cavalry to be vital in this battle. His spears aren't really going to get a lot of kills, at least not quickly. Especially not against the bear shock infantry that the Lusitani have. But Geo's just harassing with his skirmisher cav, just chilling out here. It's only the 2 of the units so far. I don't think the Lusitani have any cavalry that have his stalk ability, so this should be the only cavalry out here. But there may be infantry that we're not seeing. Could even be infantry behind, who knows really. That is the nature of the stalk ability and all of that, so we're We're seeing a lot of deployment changes here. We still have some archers at the front up here. Smart choice by Kalogero, keeping some skirmishers at the front just to dissuade any skirmishers from the Lusitani coming forward. Although the Lusitani is starting to push a little bit forward. Oh, we're in range of the archers now. Is he on fire at will? Let's see. Yep, here it comes right now. Targeting the veteran spears that are pushing forward. I'm not sure if that's the best target. I would probably prefer to save all of the arrows for the bear warriors, because the bear warriors are the main threat from the Lusitani. That and the cavalry. Lusitani have pretty good cav. Not the best, but pretty friggin' solid, especially for an Iberian faction. But it is these bear warriors that I fear. It is not the well-groomed and the pompous Romans we fear. It is the bears of Iberia. Absolutely savage units. They are incredible. So we really, well, not we, but Kalogero has to be really careful with that. Unfortunately, though, his archers are getting pummeled by these veteran warriors. They have a javelin each, and 300 men per unit means 300 javelins are coming right at your units. One of his helot archers gets hit heavily, and so does another one as well. The cavalry of God is making some gains, pushing in. Very cheeky little charge here. He's just charged into one of the thorax hoplites. Didn't really get many kills, but he is harassing Kalogero, getting him out of position. Uh-oh, we're being drawn out right over here. We might want to be careful. Might want to pull back. Yeah, he's pulling back a little now with one unit. One thing I would love to see Kalogero do right now is try to avoid an infantry engagement. Swing his cavalry around. He has to deal with these cavalry that are just going to be constantly harassing him. They're not really going to get a lot of kills quickly, but over time they can. And the main thing that they're doing is, you can see here, pulling his troops out of position. He has to dedicate 2 archers minimum to trying to keep the cav away. Plus, he has to readjust his spear lines. And those cav can just go around. They're very fast, very annoying to deal with. So if I was Kalogero, I would try to commit all of my cav, and I would try and split up the cav, like have 2 units go this way, 3 more go this way, and then one of those 3 could peel off and come in, try and trap them, get them out of the game as quickly as you can. Doesn't look like we have time. No, looks like the Lusitani play is coming back close again. We're seeing some Lusitani ambushers here, the javelin and the stalkers of the Lusitani here. 1 unit so far. I'm guessing there's at least 2. Very useful unit because, again, it has a stalk ability, so stalk ability is so friggin' powerful, it's insane. Anyway, let's get rid of that. I know some of you guys don't like to see it too much, so let's bugger that off. I also have turned on the arrow trails and whatnot, so if you guys prefer that, let me know. I prefer having it off just for cinematic point of view, but it might be hard for you guys to see, so any feedback on that's welcome. We're seeing a lot of javelins come out of the Lusitani. The ambushers are annihilating the thorax hoplites. Very good targeting by God, focusing on the best infantry that Kalogero has brought to bear right here. These thorax units are getting decimated. Oh my gosh. You can see right here we have another ambusher unit. What's this up here? We have more? Oh wow. We have 4 skirmisher units. Oh no, this is terrible for Kalogero. He has to either retreat and try and get distance from them, or commit to a melee engagement, and that's what he's doing. He's charging in across his entire main battle line, engaging spear on spear, hoplite on spearman right there. Far right hand flank, he's trying to chase away the cavalry with his spears. Oh no, God, gotta move the cav, bro. Gotta move the cav. Oh no. Oh man, if these archers were targeting that cavalry right now, he would have got some nice kills too. The cav will pull away, but they're starting to take losses. 1 unit down to 106. Although we have a large wing of Lusitani infantry over here. Gotta be careful of that. What kind of units are these? Let's look real quick. Lusitani elite shock infantry, 2 units, and then 1 northern axeman. Oh no! That's exactly what the Spartans do not want to have to deal with. This main battle line is getting really spread out now. We have 4 units trying to swing around the Spartans. About to have a whole punch right here through Sparta. The dead center is holding for Sparta though, despite the javelin fire coming in. Wow, very, very impressive. Good on them. Oh, now we're seeing that commitment of cavalry from Kalogero. Nice. Oh, wait, no, he's doubling back. He's like, nope, just a prank, fam. He's moving all of his cavalry in one big group order. Interesting choice. I might have kept like one unit cav over here maybe, just to dissuade these infantry from trying to circle around too much. But we'll see what he does with his cav. these friggin' annoying skirmisher cav are still coming in, just charging into the Spartan spearmen. Not a unit they want to be charging into, but I mean, the Spartan player only has spearmen besides the skirmishers anyway, so not a lot that can be done. Here we go, we're seeing the elite shock infantry come in of the Lusitani. Let's see how well they do on the charge. Going up against the Spartan youths right here. Oh wow, did they not get their charge? No, they didn't. Oh wow, that's interesting. Okay. So Geo, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but he had 2 units of elite shock infantry that didn't get the charge on this Spartan youth, but this single unit did. And what unit is that? A Northern Axeman unit, so they'll cut through those spearmen fairly quickly because of the high armor penetration. Ooh, that's interesting though. I wonder if that was intentional or not. A lot of micromanagement happening all across the battle right here. Kalogero bringing in his general as well. The Epic 300, not a bad call at all, although he has to be careful. The enemy cav that's swinging it around right here doesn't get out to outflank him. That could be absolutely crucial. He needs to keep his general alive to keep the Spartans in the game. These friggin' cav, they just keep going back and forth, back and forth. How frustrating. Kalogero's doing well not to get drawn out though. But his line is split up so friggin' much right now. Look at all these gaps. So many gaps. Right here even. But gaps are a two-way street. And so we might be seeing him trying to capitalize on those gaps right now. We have Cav right here, but we also have Cav from the Lusitani player coming. Left-hand flank of Kalogero is collapsing though. He's just lost a unit and there's like 5 units over here of Lusitani infantry coming around. So that's a big deal. It's gonna be super scary for him. These skirmisher cav is starting to get whittled down, but I mean they've almost used all of their ammunition by this point. He has to commit this cavalry. He needs to just get these guys off the field. Archers are still all alive, at least for the Spartan players, so that's good. Now we're starting to see those pull through the gaps. Spartan cav is trying to sneak through, but he sees that the spearmen and cavalry rotating, pulls back just in time. Good call. The Ionian lancers are here trying to get involved as well. But oh no, the bear warriors of the Lusitani are getting involved and charging the Spartan general from the rear. These guys are a little bit clumped up. They're on top of each other right now. Not sure if that's intentional or not. Oh no! The Spartan cavalry is getting chased down right here. That's so frustrating. Definitely not Kalogero's fault right there. It's just one of the things I've noticed is how easy it is for infantry to chase down cavalry. It's so frustrating. Good luck with that, buddy. That is difficult. He needs another infantry unit over here to stop his spearmen. Oh look, we might see a charge coming in from these skirmisher cav to deal with the archers of the Spartan player. In the meantime, we see another rout. Yeah, boom. Oh wow, devastating. Kalogero has managed to sneak around some cavalry though. He's getting some nice recharges right here. What unit is this again? Elite shock infantry. Good unit to get off the field. Should be routing in a second. Should be, but we'll see. Geo might lose. No, he won't lose any of the skirmisher cav yet, but look at this massive wave of infantry. Sorry, far out. Mixing up words there. Lusitani player is just absolutely wrapping up this left flank of the Spartan player. Spartan player still has some infantry over here, but they're kind of all busy. He can't rotate any to try and like form up a little mini line right there. So it's really just coming down to the cavalry. How crucial can they be? How involved can they get? Comes an interesting charge. Not the best charge though. It's charging mainly into the Spartan infantry. I think the attack order of that Spartan cav was on the general. of the Lusitani, but the general was on this side. So maybe if they swung around a little, it might have been a bit more effective. But that's okay. He's going to try and chase him down. He needs to kill that Lusitani general if he's going to have any chance. It's really not looking good, though. But, I mean, we've seen Spartan generals, especially, pull through some insanely high-tier wins when they really shouldn't have. So maybe Spartan general will pull through. We have Lusitani spearmen coming in from behind, but now the Spartans are turning around to face them. Where is this unit going? They are going on a walk. Oh no, now they've got an attack order to turn around. Very nice job. Good micromanagement by Kalogero, but... oh no, his general is out. No, that's a massive blow. Surely there's no way Kalogero can bring this back now. Still has some infantry over there. All of this is his cavalry. Oh no, he has one unit of spearmen right here, but... maybe he'll be able to kill the Lusitani general. We'll get a army-wide rout right here. Possibly. Come on, you gotta get it, dude. It's wavering. Get him off the field, but it's too late. The Lusitani cavalry are coming in. The Lusitani general is routing, though. He's not shattered. He's just routing. He can still come back, and he probably will, unless he gets shattered. But I think it's a little bit too late. It's looking like it. Look at all this infantry pouring over from the Lusitani. Spartan has like 3 or 4 more units of infantry, but they're all spread out, all separated, all very easily avoided. Look at this phalanx unit. It's not a bad unit, but who cares? The Lusitani player could just run away. Doesn't have to fight it right now. Lusitani general is still not shattered. Wow. Okay, and then there we go. We get an all army-wide rout on part of the Spartan player. That was close there at the end, but man, that left flank of the Spartan player just could not be held for long enough, and the Lusitani infantry wrapped things up. We saw the bear warriors and the shock infantry come in to be super powerful. But anyway, let's get to the statistics screen and talk a little bit more about it. Alrighty, here we are at the statistics screen, and we can see pretty much right off the bat exactly why God, the Lusitani player, won that battle. Look at this difference in numbers. 3,500 Spartans versus 4,200 Lusitani. That's almost 1,000 men difference. That's pretty significant. On top of that, though, the Spartan army... I mean, it wasn't too bad. That cavalry is a good amount of cav. It's just so hard to use it when you're being harassed by these 2 units of cavalry over here. The Lusitani player didn't even have many units of cav too. A general and then 3 extra units. The Spartan player had 5 units of cavalry in total. I think the only way he had a chance of winning that battle, the Spartan player, is if he managed to take out those 2 skirmisher cav units from the Lusitani and then try to recharge the crap out of all these units. Of course, it's much easier said than done, and God did have some infantry contingents that were hidden not too far away from where the skirmisher cav were, so I'm pretty sure God was smart enough to know that that was one of the main ways that Kalogero could have won, hence why he had the infantry close by hidden. Wow, what a battle though. I'm really interested by Kalogero's army composition and his positioning with the army. I like that checkerboard formation. I'd like to see more people try it. It's really, really hard to pull off in online battles, especially against skilled players. But despite being outclassed in terms of infantry pretty much across the board, at least for the majority of the units, Kalogero did put up a good fight, ended up killing almost half of the Lusitani army, annihilated all of the javelin and just about killed an elite shock infantry unit. The spearmen though, the veteran spearmen of the Lusitani, they're so powerful. 300 men per unit, well trained, pretty well armored, around 20. That's going to be a hard battle line to get through. I mean, you can get through it, but it's going to take a long time, especially when the army of Sparta is just almost entirely hoplites. That's really, really rough. But I mean, Sparta as a faction is hard to deal with, because you don't really have too many shock infantry options. You could get swordsmen, but they're very expensive, and so I could definitely see why Kalogero went with the army comp that he did. I might have even preferred to have seen 1 less ally cav and try and get an Ionian Lancer again. It might have mean he only had 19 units instead of 20, but the Ionians are just so powerful. The allied cav can be okay, but most often, this is the kind of kill count I see with the allied cap, 70 to about 50. Often quite less, depending on how well they do or whatever they go up against, you know, in terms of cavalry. Kalogero did really well to chase down the enemy general, but by that point it was just way too late. He just didn't have the infantry numbers to hold any more of the Lusitani onslaught, and there was just way too many bear warriors, and they didn't even get all that many kills. That's the main thing, man. The bear warriors are incredible, yet they were hardly used in this battle. So if the battle had continued, even if the general of the Lusitani was killed a little bit earlier, those bear warriors, man, they would have been so hard to stop with the hoplites. But the cavalry might have been able to do it. Those Ionians, they're really, really good if they're used properly, so maybe they could have done some serious damage to the bear warriors. But anyway, thank you so much to my man Kalogero for submitting this replay. GG's to both men, you guys did fantastic. Really appreciate the battle replays. If you like, that's right, you, the viewer, can send in your own battle replays if you so wish. All you have to do is send it to me on Discord directly via DM, or you can email it to me at immersionholic@gmail.com. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I shall see you in the next one.